How to work with 2D array. So friends, today we are going to discuss how to work with 2D array. So let's begin. Hello everyone. Welcome to Programming Perception. This is the 7th episode of Queries and Demands and I am Amit Kumar. Today we are going to discuss about 2D array and how to work with it. So let's begin. So in 2D array, we know that there are two dimensions and we can treat a 2D array as collection of single dimensional arrays. So we know that we can store collection of value. If I'm creating an array like this, I can definitely store collection of integer types, and how many integers I can store depends upon the value I will mention here as size of the array. Now this array or this collection can definitely store 5 integer values. Now definitely if I want to store 5 collections like that, there are two ways to do this. First, we can create single dimensional array and we can create 5 single dimensional arrays like that. So this is one way, and definitely we have to give different names to them. So this is one way we can create collection of collection. Now another way to do this is creating a 2-dimensional array. Now let me do that. Let me create a 2-dimensional array over here that can store collection of 5 collections. Okay, so that can store 5 single dimensional arrays in it. Now to create a 2-dimensional array, you have to give 2 square brackets. Now the first square bracket represents the number of single dimensional array. To stop confusion, I'm just making 3. So suppose if I want to make 3 single dimensional arrays in which each can store 5 integers, right? So I want to store 3 arrays and each array can store 5 integers. So this is how we specify the dimension of a 2-dimensional array. Now definitely if we talk how it is stored in memory, so let me show you that. So just give me a second. So I have created a diagram over here to represent the logical representation of our 2D array. Now clearly you can see there are 3 rows and there are 5 columns. And if you have noticed the indexing mechanism, I have simply followed the indexing mechanism of an array that starts with 0 and ends with size -1. So because there are 5 columns, so the last index of column is 4 and there are 3 rows, so the last index of row is 2. Now we can definitely store 5 values in each row. So in total, we can store 3 cross 5, that is 15 values in this 2-dimensional array. Now to access any specific cell, we have to provide 2 index. Now the first will be the row index and the second will be the column index. So if I am specifying here like array 0, 4 is equals to 25. So definitely at 0th index and 4th index, that means at 0th row and 4th column, a value 25 will be stored. Now to access these 15 elements, we can definitely take help of a loop. And today I'm going to show you that. So it might you have gone through one of my tutorials in which I have discussed about patterns. So here we will use the same kind of nested loop to access a specific cell in the 2D array. Now we will have a nested loop. So let me show you that nesting first. Here the outer loop will run for the rows. So there are 3 rows definitely. So it will run from 0 till less than 3. That means up to 2. and the inner loop will run for each specific column in each specific row. So it will start with 0 and definitely it will go till less than 5, that is the column size. Now inside this loop we are going to access the array. So let me write down few codes and then let me explain you what I have done over there. So here I have created a 2D array with definitely 3 rows and 5 columns, or in other words we can say with 3 arrays each with 5 elements. Now I have asked the user to enter 15 values, and here I have created a nested loop to access this array. So here I am accessing ith row, jth column, where I is representing the index for the row as it is the outer loop, and j is representing the index of column as it is the inner loop. And clearly you can see j is running from 0 till 4 and I is running from 0 till 2. Now these values that I have accepted, I can print, definitely I can print these values, and to print these values I can take help of the same loop. So let me just copy paste this loop, and before that let me show the values are okay. Now clearly I can paste this loop over here, and I will not take the value. Instead of that I will print the value over here. So I will take help of system.out.print, and you can clearly see I am using print method, not the println, as I will not change the line. Now instead of changing the line I will just put a comma and a space over there, and after this inner loop I will put a println. Now if you have gone through the pattern programs, then definitely you would know why I am using this println over here. Definitely to change the line, as soon as all the values of one row is printed in one single line separated by comma, I am going to change the line so that the next row's value should be printed in a new line. So let me compile this and let me run this for you. Okay, so clearly I can enter 15 values over here. Okay, it might not be in an order, but there would be 15 values. So clearly you can see it is printing all the values separated by comma in 3 different lines over here, and that line change is due to that println outside the inner loop. If I would have written this as println, then all the values will be printed in new line. Now clearly you can accept the row and column from the user, and you can make a 2D array in which the size and the dimension are decided by the user. So that's it in this specific video. I hope you like the video. So do share the video and put a like over there if you really liked it, and leave your comments about the video so that we can be encouraged more and put more tutorials and create more episodes for you. So that's it from my side. I am Amit Kumar signing off. Thank you and happy programming.